Hi, my name is Erin Raymond, and I'm going to be talking about ethical behavior at Missouri State University. This is my audience. The specific purpose of my speech is to inform my audience about Down syndrome and educate them on what they can do to help eliminate discrimination among adolescents. Central idea of the speech is being an advocate for Down syndrome requires you to be well informed about the statistics of Down syndrome, the daily life of someone with this condition, and what you can do to help. Let me start off by giving you a story. I used to work at Friendship Services, which is a center that deals with people with this kind of condition. I took my consumer, Jenna, to Walmart one day, and I walked in and there was this group of boys. They started laughing and pointing at her. She got really upset. She started to cry, and she told me that she didn't want people laughing at her because she was different. And this really hurt me and made me want to do something to change the way that people view people with Down syndrome. According to a medical dictionary called ADAM, Down syndrome is a genetic condition in which a person has an extra 21st chromosome, which is anomaly known as trisomy 21. Three important things you need to know about Down syndrome are the statistics of people with Down syndrome in the United States, the daily life of people with Down syndrome, and where you can go to help. Let's begin by going over some statistics about Down syndrome. 1 in 800 children are born with Down syndrome, which is roughly about 5,000 children a year. And actually about 12% of the population of the United States has Down syndrome. 88% of Down syndrome cases arise from the mother's 21st chromosome. Women over 45 increase their risk of having a child with Down syndrome from 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 25. Older parents are actually urged into genetic counseling, and counselors actually try to get them, prevent them from reproducing because of the increased risk of Down syndrome. There is no cure for Down syndrome. You can take prenatal testing. According to the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists, recommend that all pregnant women go through prenatal testing, not just women over 45. Amniocentesis is an example of genetic testing. Some women opt for termination of their pregnancy when they figure out that they are carrying a baby with Down syndrome because they don't think that they can handle what's going to happen whenever the baby is born with all the extra medical conditions and everything else. Now that we have a better understanding of Down syndrome, let's discuss the daily life of a person with this condition. There are physical limits. People with Down syndrome are shorter, they have smaller hands and smaller feet. They're often hearing impaired, and their vision is inflicted with cataracts, and it tends to get worse at a very early age. Children with Down syndrome often wear glasses, and when they get older, a lot of them often go blind. They're physically underdeveloped for their age. They're shorter. They'll never reach their full height. They'll reach the height of about, their 8 or 9-year-old and probably stay there. Some of them reach maybe 5 foot, and that's pretty much as tall as they get, but it depends on cases. They also have a lot of medical problems such as heart conditions and decreased muscle tone. An example of a physical is people with Down syndrome have a semian crease in their hand, which people have the 3 creases. The people with Down syndrome only have 1. It just goes straight down the middle of their hand, and that's a distinctive factor of Down syndrome. They also have mental disabilities like mental retardation. They will never reach their full adult mental age. They often have poor judgment, and they cannot be independent. They will never be able to live by themselves or provide by themselves completely on their own. They often get frustrated and angry also because people with Down syndrome know they have a problem. It's not like they're oblivious to the fact that they have a mental condition. They know, and they can't change it, which obviously causes them to be frustrated and angry because no matter what you do, you can't change the way that you were born. The people with Down syndrome, their behavior patterns range from mild to severe depending on the individual. Most people with Down syndrome their personalities, their moods are regulated with meds, and just the severity of it just depends on that individual. People with Down syndrome, they often act like children would. They throw fits in the store, they lash out at their parents or their caregiver. or they act childlike. They get very, very happy, and they just, they're just wonderful people to be around. They're like children. That's their mental age, and so that's the way they act. Now that we have talked about Down syndrome, let's discuss what you as a Missouri State student can do to help. All students at Missouri State should try to be upstanding citizens and uphold the public affairs mission. Displaying ethical behavior as a student is very important, and also as a person in general. According to the Public Affairs website, ethical leadership is supposed to help students understand the ethics of leadership and apply them to their lives outside of school. Students need to set an example in the community with their actions and show respect and courtesy to all people, whether they're disabled or not. Just you need to show respect, because if you show respect, those around you will see it and they will try and do the same. Students should get involved. Volunteering is a very good thing to do. If you don't want to do it just for your personal reasons, it looks really good on college applications and job resumes. Volunteering can broaden your range of knowledge on topics that you may not have known about before or understood as well, and you can influence the lives of others. There are a few places in the area you can volunteer at. Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks is actually in Springfield. They accept money donations, and you can volunteer your time, and they're always looking for new people to come and help. They cannot get enough help. You can contact them at 1-888-655-5173. And another group is National Down Syndrome Society, which is an online website. You can go online and just type that in, and it'll bring up a page, and you can vote. They are always wanting volunteers also. The number for them is 1-800-221-4602. And in conclusion, when deciding if ethical leadership as a Missouri State student to inform others in the community about Down syndrome, you should be knowledgeable about the statistics of Down syndrome, the daily life that people with this condition go through, and what you can do to help. Next time I took Jenna to Walmart, I told her to hold her head up high and to be proud of who she was, because she was an awesome person, and people would realize that if she believed it herself. I like to think that I made a difference in her life, and by volunteering your time and doing what you can influence others and make a difference in theirs too. Thank you.